Hello, everyone. This is Daniel here. Today I'm going to talk about anger and how to deal with it. Now, most people have this misconception, if you will, this belief that anger is unhealthy, that it is not good for our health, and that it's self destructive. And it can be if we don't know how to manage it. Now, looking at me, you wouldn't realize that a lot of anger in my life. But I'm here to tell you that I have. You know, dealing with anger comes with its own challenges. Because let's be honest, it's hard to think rationally when you're angry. It's hard to think logically. It's hard to think, you know, in a healthy way when you're angry. And I've been there, my friends. I have been there so many times. I have a short fuse. People that know me will know that I have struggled with controlling my anger and managing it in a self way. Now, if you guys have any tips for me, of course, they're always welcome. This isn't just about me. This is about all of us, right? We're in this together. And I just want you guys to know, that I appreciate everything you do for my channel, for being here, for participating. And if you have any suggestions on how you manage anger, please comment below and maybe leave a like and let others know. Now, to get back on the subject at hand, anger is an emotion like every other emotion. And at times, we need to be aware of what triggers that emotion, right? We could just be triggered by something as simple as, we're having a bad day, we didn't get enough sleep, we're not feeling good. It could be a multiple of factors, right? And unintentionally, or even sometimes intentionally, we get pushed past our limits, and anger comes up. It comes up like a roaring beast. We get pushed beyond what we're able to stand, and our body is telling us that, hey, maybe you need to stop and take a breath before you just lash out and attack everyone around you. Now, I have not been good about doing so, but I have learned recently that there are healthier ways to deal with your anger. Okay, I'm not claiming to be a saint, but I have learned anger management tips that should be helpful. Number one, when you're angry, instead of sitting in judgment of yourself, instead of sitting in judgment of ourselves, we should look to accepting that A, we're angry, right? That we're experiencing the emotion, that we're feeling it. Anger is all right if we understand where it's coming from. I'm not saying it's okay to lash out physically or even verbally, but I am saying that before that happens, we need to stop. That's a key word here, stop. And think before we act. Take some deep breaths, or do what I'm doing right now and go outside and just get some fresh air, get your thoughts cleared. Because anger doesn't always look the same for other people. Like, I'm not angry right now, but let's say I was. Okay, I'm angry, I'm just pacing around, lashing out, feeling like a caged beast. The best thing you can do is go outside for a fresh bit of air, wherever you're at. If you can't go outside where you're at, let's say you're living on, a top floor of an apartment, or in a place that's not easily, accessible for you to get outside all the time because it's a busy street or whatever, You can just open up your window or just sit down in your room, take deep breaths. Count to 10 and let it out. I also find that journaling is good for the thought process when you're angry. And for me, lately, the journaling process has been writing poems or a song that best express the feeling that I am experiencing at that time. That's another thing that we must realize, is that I feel statements when you're angry are important. I am feeling frustrated. I am feeling angry. I am not okay. I am upset. These are valid emotions, valid feelings that we need to express in a healthy way. Instead of saying, no, you don't understand where I'm coming from, you'll never understand, or reacting in a way that's loud, angry. It's important to realize that in our moments of anger, it's best if we stop, think, take some deep breaths, and really think about what we're going to say. And if we can't say anything nice, and if we can't say anything that's going to be helpful in the moment, it's okay to be like, you know what? Whether you say it out loud or not, just be like, you know what? I'm sorry. I need to come back to this later. And it's all right to do that. But let's say you're in this situation where you can't do that, right? You are in a moment of anger. You are cornered. You're feeling pressured. Or you are having major anxiety, and all of a sudden it's bursting into anger. And you're trying so hard not to argue with the person you're trying to communicate with. It's important that before we get to that stage of anger, that in moments of calm, we practice self-affirmations, we practice acceptance of our emotions, and we think about what we're going to say beforehand. Let's be honest, not many of us, and I will be one of these people to admit that I don't even do this all the time, really take the time to do that, but it's important that we do so. We take the time to go outside, we take the time to reevaluate what we're feeling, and to simply allow ourselves to not only accept the emotion, but to rechannel it into something productive, something creative. Let's say that your anger comes from a lack of self-confidence. You just feel really shitty about yourself. I should be doing better. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. You have a shitty attitude. Or I can't do this. I can't do this. As a wise friend of mine has told me, it's important, shout out to her, it's important that we recognize that we don't know what we are capable of until we actually try. All right? It's all about mindset. And when dealing with anger, it's important to realize that anger is neither good or bad. It just is. Anger is simply what we're feeling in that moment. And it's important for us to ride the wave, to let us feel that, but not dwell on it for the rest of the day. Don't let your anger consume you. Your anger can lead to self-destructive behaviors. Now, it's important to go back to that idea of don't sit in judgment. Don't let negative thoughts fuel your behaviors. If you're feeling angry, and it's because you're feeling angry about yourself, feeling negative towards yourself, nothing's going your way, in that moment you're feeling like nobody understands you, nobody loves you, nobody accepts you for who you are, it's important to realize that it isn't everybody saying that. It's your own conscience. It is your conscience, your subconscious, telling you these things, your negative, critical self. And it's important to tell that critical self, to recognize when you're having these disruptive thoughts, that it's okay to let go. But more than that, it's okay to tell yourself, hey, you're supposed to be working for me, not against me. You know, you're supposed to be on my side. You're supposed to be helping me through this. You know, I am worth it. I am loved. I am safe. I am okay. And it's okay to use these affirmations to come towards self-acceptance. And when we can do that, we can address our anger or any other emotion in a positive way and say, you know what? I'm okay. I'm going through this. And that's okay. I have every right to be upset as long as it doesn't negatively affect others or negatively affect myself. And it's important to turn to more healthy ways of dealing with anger. You feel the need to be physical, go learn karate, go learn boxing, go learn fencing, go learn a sport. You know, go out for a run and just do some Tai Chi, or if you can, you know, internally, just be like, ah, you know, every once in a while, it's okay to just let out a scream. Not in public, obviously, but you know what I mean. Just let out that frustration in a healthy way. I'm so frustrated, and then let it go. Don't dwell on it. Don't let it consume you. That's the important thing, my friends. Don't let your anger control you. Your anger does not rule your life. You rule you. You control your thoughts. You regulate how you feel. And it's okay that this anger is there. Don't dismiss it, because when we dismiss our anger and avoid it, we are creating a cycle of self-destruction. You know, when we avoid the things that have made us angry or the behaviors that have made us lash out towards others, we are denying the factor that led us to these behaviors, and we cannot fix them if we do not become self-aware of them. You know, I will admit, it can be hard. It is hard to, you know, own up to something you've done in a moment of anger. Something you've said, something you've done, and something you probably can never take back. And you need to look at yourself and say, you know what? I did this. It wasn't okay. But I can get through this by becoming better. And remember, life isn't a competition. You're not competing against everyone for perfection. You are trying to accept yourself as human being. To accept that you have every right to feel that you feel, the way that you feel, and that you are okay. That you are better than what you have shown. That you can be better. That you can be a force for good. Not only in your own life, but in helping others. So many times we ignore self-help videos. We ignore videos that get us in touch with our emotions, that make us really think about them. And I think that's just a symptom of our society. But when we disregard the current state of things and really accept things for what they are and who we are, we can affect positive change in our lives and in the lives of everyone around us. Remember, it's about positive reinforcement. I know, you probably hear it a million times. Well, what does telling myself that I'm good enough, that I'm okay, going to really do for me? And it's all about faking it until you make it. Believing in yourself and keep believing in yourself until it becomes second nature. With anger, with any other emotion, whether it's love, compassion, depression, loneliness, we have to come to terms that it's okay to feel these things and to not sit in judgment of ourselves and of others. The world can, if we let it, negatively affect us, but we don't have to let it rule us. We don't have to let it drive us to anger. We don't have to let it drive us to being negative towards ourselves and towards others. As an exercise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to journal how anger makes me feel. I'm going to put it into words of how my anger makes me truly feel. Because if I put it into writing, and I encourage you, my subscribers, my friends, to please do this as well. Create a self-compassion journal or letter. And for 10 minutes, 5 minutes a day, just write down the emotion you're feeling at that time. I am angry, or I am sad. I'm feeling loved, and list all the reasons why you're feeling loved and how it's making you feel. And remember, my friends, it's okay to express your emotions. It's okay to cry, to be hurt, but to above all else, to feel loved and accepted. And if no one else is willing to tell you that you are loved, that you are accepted, tell yourself that every day. Look in the mirror every day and tell yourself, I am loved. I am accepted. I am okay. And I am here for a reason. I am here to do great things. And if you believe that nothing can get in your way, then nothing shall get in your way. Remember, my friends, anger is not your enemy. It can be a great ally. And I'm not talking in a narcissistic way, okay? Don't make everything about yourself. I'm not talking about, oh, well, my anger will make me this big tough guy. It's not about being tough. It's not about being so iron-walled that you don't feel anything. No. It's about accepting that you have all these feelings, all these emotions, and it's okay to express them. And it's okay to accept them for what they are. My friends, I hope you have a safe day. I hope you give yourselves lots of self-love and to tell others around you how much you love and care for them. I appreciate you being here. And please just list everything you can in order to help manage anger. Please leave some comments below of how you manage your anger or how you come to accept your anger. Whether that's going outside, whether that's putting your anger towards a constructive way, whether it's expressing it through art or music or through construction or through landscaping or whatever it is, change your anger towards. It's a bit loud out here. I apologize for that. But I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I always hope that you are. Oh, keep telling yourself that. And remember, anger is not your enemy. Anger just is. Accept it. Don't dwell on it. Remember to always stop and breathe before you act out in anger, to prevent yourself from doing something you will regret. It's important to remember, to always remember, we are the masters of ourselves. We are the captains of our soul. And what we say and do reflects not only upon what we want to be, but how others see us. And when we work together, we come together with acceptance, with love, and compassion. There is nothing that we cannot do. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.